Hi, my name is Gerald. I was born in Cornwall, adopted by a family in Inkerman, Ontario. I played all the sports. I had a great life. I did, however, suffer some trauma, and I found drugs at that time. Addiction always stole away any opportunity for success in my life. I fast forward to around 47 years old. I was in a very bad relationship. My mother passed away at the time, and I got in a bad accident with my vehicle, and all of a sudden I had no way of making an income, and I became homeless in Brockville. It was a year and a half of living in tents on the street, couch surfing, addicted to fentanyl, and I went to a treatment center in Montreal, and then came to a sober living house here in Ottawa. There was somebody using in that house, and I ended up relapsing. And then I found myself homeless in January, minus 20 temperatures. I hadn't eaten in that last week. I hadn't drank any water in 3 days. I rolled over and gave up. I was like, I'm done. I knew I wouldn't be alive much longer, and I just didn't know what I was going to do. Capital City Mission was a huge part of that year. I would come up in the mornings and get coffee and sandwiches, and there was days I would have went hungry if it wasn't for Capital City, drop in the Capital City Mission. And they're so kind and generous, and it brightened up my day just even coming to the window to get those things. I had absolutely no one in my life, and at that point I felt no one cared, even though my sister had come out and found me a couple times. It wasn't until around January 9th at Detox, I knew if they sent me back out to the street that I would die. From there, I went to Jericho Road. Just to have a bed to sleep in again was huge. To have the support of the staff there and the fellowship of the guys. From having nobody to having some people that actually felt like they cared meant all the difference in the world. And I started gaining some recovery, going to meetings, and changing. My life was starting to change. I'm very grateful for both these organizations, and they've both been a huge impact on why I'm alive today and why I have the life I have today. I think it was in the second stage of Jericho, I started doing outreach, taking out sandwiches, snacks, juice, water, in the wintertime, like hand warmers and toques, and a hockey bag full of clothes every time I go. I go once a week. I don't know the impact I have out there, but I know what it felt like for me to be out there and have no one, and for somebody to even smile at me some days could make the next couple hours a little more bearable. I decided to walk for Coldest Night for the year, supporting Lowertown, because it's two organizations that have had a huge impact on my life and helped to save my life. I want to give back in any way I can, and I want to raise awareness in people that aren't aware of what's going on. If you're thinking about joining, the walk, it helps out so many people in the city who are not as fortunate as the rest of us today. They suffer with trauma, mental illness, addictions, and so many other things. And most of those people that are on the street and homeless, believe me, they do not want to be there. It's a living hell. And, if we can support those people, we help to break the stigma of homelessness in the city. I'm truly grateful for everything both Capital City Mission and Jericho Road has done for me